our next speaker. And thank you so much for the plugs, by the way. We really appreciate you guys a lot. A native of San Antonio, Gilley Mendoza has a strong passion for real estate. Gilley received the Rookie of the Year award in 2014 and continues to be recognized as a top producer. He graduated from Texas A&M University, San Antonio with a BBA in management, and prior to joining the real estate industry, he served as a human resource manager for a leading clinical research corporation. His tenure there provided Gilley with a sharp business acumen, which has served him well in the real estate industry. Integrity, a strong work ethic, transparency, and above all else, an unmatched focus on the client are the driving factors behind the success of his company, Gilley Properties International. Here to present Enjoy the Journey, Gilley Mendoza.
All right, I'm a little nervous. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the journey, and I think this is my journey, and everyone has their journey. The first slide, you're probably wondering what, not that one. What that house is or what that is, and I feel like throughout the journey we've got to build our foundation. If we don't have the foundation yet, even if it's distressed, it's beat up, work on it, build it, make that the most powerful. For me, this is where it started. This is actually a house I grew up in the south side of San Antonio, 1,000 square feet, 4 siblings. My parents spent a bunch of time on that side yard playing football, basketball on the street, walking down, trying to pick up yards to cut. So that was my foundation, and ironically, that was the first house that we ever bought, or first investment. Second is Chapters, my life partner, Who You Marry Matters, which is my wife, Denise Mendoza. She's also my business partner. I think that's important for all of us, regardless if you're in this business or any other business. I think having that support through the ups and downs, which we have a lot of it, especially in real estate, we get beat up so much. Denise has been there for me through thick and thin, and you'll see what I'm talking about on this next slide. This is me in 2008. At this point, this is one of the toughest points in my life. A tragic car accident had me hospitalized for 30 days, traumatic brain injury, and so on. Just about every broken bone that you can think of. And I remember at this time, the doctors were telling me, hey, you should take 2 years off of school. My ultimate goal was just to finish college at the time. I was 21 years old. Denise was pregnant. We had a young baby, very young. And so I knew I just wanted to get out of there. And my mindset was really solidified at that time. It was mind over matter for me. This next slide is with my daughter. So as soon as I got out of the hospital, the doctor said, hey, you should take 2 years off. And I said, no, I'm going back. I actually went back to school with dentures and just beat up. I mean, I'm talking about scars all over my face, and 3 professors allowed me to finish up the course at Texas State at the time, and finished up there, and that was a picture a year and a half later. And I think all of you guys, especially me, like, don't give up. Whatever it is in life or where you're at, be purposeful. Family's everything to me. I'm a big family guy. I'm big on incorporating my kids and obviously my wife, my business partner, into our business. Get them all on board. I'm a big believer in not shutting it off when I go home. I think there's a time for everything. I'm not talking about being on vacation and just messing around with business the whole time, but I think it's our responsibility as parents to teach our kids financial education, literacy, and in addition to that, just common business etiquette. So get your kids, get your wife on board, go shop like we do on Sundays, drive around, look at properties, and love it. Real estate, embrace the grind. I feel like that was me in 2013, trying to work the full-time HR job and also selling real estate. I mean, I'm talking 90 hours a week, probably no exaggeration. That was a 40-hour with the other job, and then at least 40 in real estate. Embrace it, enjoy it. Be blessed that you even have this opportunity. If you've got the work, keep at it. These next slides, I'm going to get into things that I feel have really worked and helped me. Keeping your word. Your word is your bond. I'm a big believer in always do what you say you're going to do. Regardless of if that's with clients or family. You tell a client, hey, I'm going to be there, and it's 11 o'clock. Can I wait till tomorrow? Probably, but do it. Stay consistent. Same thing with your family. If you tell your kids, I'm going to take you here, I'm going to be here. Keep the word. It's going to be great for everybody. Always be learning, very similar to always be closing, which I love too. Invest your time and value. Big believer in not investing in negative energy, nonsense, gossip, none of that stuff. Invest it in value. Here, we were at some amazing conferences. Keller Williams has awesome training, Forbes 30 and under, being trained by Grant Cardone in a private mastermind. Learn from the best in the world. In our business, if you've got local experts, learn from them. Ask the top agents, what are they doing different? Relationships, people matter. I love this quote. Your client doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Big believer in taking care of your people. Same thing with the vendor relationships. Everybody you have relationships with. Because if you don't, somebody else will. Big believer in that. And there's 13,000 of us. Put customer service at the forefront. And jumping ahead. Okay, so next one for us is investing in real estate. I love real estate, and I love this quote too. 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. Big believer in practicing what you preach. I think a lot of us always talk about how great real estate investing is and how awesome it is, but none of us are doing it, and we're advising our clients to do it. I think if you're going to be doing that, you probably should be doing it yourself. We're all in on that side of the business, and so we love it. Mentors, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. WWJD. This has two meanings for me. What would Jesus do? And it's the right thing every time, which I'm a big believer in. Second was, what would John Flournoy do? So that was my first mentor when I got into business. And I used to walk into his office all the time. Hey, WWJD, I mean, just what would you do? I just need advice. Man, he was awesome, the best. And you don't need one mentor. Have a bunch of mentors. For me, there's dads that I want to be like. There's husbands I want to be like. Brothers. Pick them. You don't just need one. Going back to doing the right thing every time, speak with honesty, think with sincerity, and act with integrity. That's at the forefront every time. Going back to always doing what we're saying we're going to do. We're going to put our clients' best interest before ours, even if it hurts, and sometimes it does. We got to cut checks that maybe we overcommitted or something. You're just trying to make the transaction happen. Just own up to it and move on. Know your markets. Big believer in that. Be the market expert. Know your markets better than anybody. For us, we do a lot of business inside 410, downtown market, Tri-Cities. Mentioned the South Side. I love the South Side. I grew up down there. And I try to be the market expert. Anytime somebody thinks of wherever you sell or you farm, make sure to think of you first. Study the markets, forecasting reports, provide the data. So big believer in that part. And I love this one. Think big and work hard. As soon as I got in the real estate business, I threw international behind my name, and it was not for the real estate group part primarily. It was to have an international presence all over the world. And it's just been that way. And I hope that someday, which is just starting, we're going back to the South Side where my foundation was, to open up our 11th development office. And so it's not going to be to sell real estate, but to take it all over. And I think that thinking has helped tremendously, and work hard. And I love working hard. Be the hardest worker in the room. Don't be afraid to put in the work 7 days a week. And I'll leave it all with everybody with enjoying the journey. I love this quote too. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. I think for me, I was at the shore in 2013, first getting into the business, and scared and trying to, should I leave and should I transition? I had a kid, my wife was pregnant again. And I'm like, the heck with it, let's just do it. And so I left and set sail in the ocean. I think if you're stuck there, or I'm actually finding my way back to the ocean or the shore, trying to get back out there, just move on, enjoy the journey, and thank you for having me.